Wowie yowie. This match was better than it had any right being. This is the match WWE needed to put on last, which they did. And this is not only the best Buried Alive match WWE ever put on. This is coming from a huge fan of the In Your House 1996. I'm sorry, I was like, know that off the top of my head. I'm probably wrong, but In Your House 1996 Buried Alive match, Undertaker and Mankind. I'm a huge fan of that. This is not only better than that. This is better than any House of Horror. Oh, we don't want to talk about the House of Horror match. House of Horror. Final Deletion, the TNA version, or the bastardized WWE version, any supernatural, hokey pokey, pre-recorded wrestling segment. This beats better than all of them. And this was the match I was most concerned about tonight. This is the match I was like, oh no. It's going to have another hokey dokey. Undertaker puts down lightning from the ceiling. AJ Styles gets buried, both figuratively and literally. But no. No, this match had style, pun intended. This match had a story. This match had a compelling story, and the right guy won. Like, if you haven't seen it, spoilers. But this is a match the Undertaker needed. Like, whenever he lost to Brock Lesnar, he just kept coming into WrestleMania, usually getting beat, or the wins he did get, it was kind of like, oh, okay, he buried Bray Wyatt. Okay, John Cena did him the honors. Ha ha ha. But no, this is like the retribution the Undertaker needed. But I'm going to take a step back for a second. I'm just going to compose my thoughts. I speak one language. That language is English. I don't want this to be 10 minutes. Gotta find my inner Jinder Mahal. Okay. As far as in-ring stuff goes, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins stole it. I think that was match of the night. But this is... I don't even know if I want to call it a match. I mean, okay, like, this was segment of the night. This is match, whatever you want to call it. This stole the show. This came out of nowhere. This should not have been as good as it was. And again, the big reason for that is the build was perfect. Coming up to this, AJ Styles, going after Michelle McCool, Undertaker's wife. And even as a red herring before, I believe it was last Monday, or could have been one before that. I don't know. They're all mixed up in my head at this point. AJ Styles was like, I want the dead man. I don't want some hokey pokey old man. I want the phenom. I can't do Southern accent. Never again. So everyone thought it's like, oh, he's going to come in as Druid Taker, as dun dun dun. But no, he came in as Biker Taker, and they didn't announce it. They didn't ruin it by being like, oh, this WrestleMania, AJ Styles got to fight Biker Taker. No, he just came in with his bicycle, came in with his motorbike, even that sounds weird. Anyway, came in with his vehicle, and was basically defending not only his honor, his wife's honor, also defending his legacy. The match, and the fact that they were able to talk to each other during the match, awesome. In fact, I give that compliment to a few matches that night. The ladder match, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens, even Braun and Goldberg to a degree. But just as the match went on, you had Taker, like, taking over at the beginning. Basically like, I know, old man, I got you, Southern motherfucker. And then you got, the OC getting involved. You got the Druids, which was a almost comical, badass little fight scene. They all surround Taker. If we're going to do this, let's do this. Like, it was, some would say overproduced, but I think it was perfect. But you basically had throughout the match, is basically the question in your head, is Undertaker too old to hang in this kind of match? And at one point, I was like, okay, I guess, this is going to be a burial for the Undertaker. After he was wheezing, he gave AJ Styles the finger. I thought it was like the last fuck you before he gets into the grave. But they had just the right amount of supernatural stuff. They didn't overdo it. You still have you're able to have Undertaker in a more I guess the feud was more pride and legacy based, but you had just enough hokey pokey stuff to kind of remind you, hey, AJ, you're in there with the dead man. You're fucked. I mean, I could probably turn this into like an hour podcast if I wanted to, but no script. I'm just, I gotta get it off my mind. Like, I now have faith in the John Cena and Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse match. I was more concerned about that match than I was for this match. But if this match was as fucking good as it was, I have faith in tomorrow. I wasn't even going to watch tomorrow's show, but this won me over. With the whole virus and everything going around, we needed something like this. Not only because, oh, we need WrestleMania to be good, we needed a distraction, man. People are going to be talking about this for weeks. WWE, good job. And I also want to say, I think it's great that on Twitter, my fucking phone, there we go. On Twitter, someone pointed out that on Wikipedia, it says AJ Styles died in the match. It says that AJ Styles died April 4th, 2020. Well done, WWE. You got me back as a longtime fan. Like, jeez. A Buried Alive match. Holy